In this video today, I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to make a diamond lace pattern that I pretty much just created on the spot. One thing I absolutely love about macrame is the calm, zen, relaxing feelings I get when I make those knots, but that is not always the case. There are definitely times when I feel frustrated, especially times where I am feeling low on inspiration or when I'm stuck on some knots or knot patterns and I'm not sure how to make them. I'll also go through some tips on how to shape your patterns a certain way so that you get the desired outcome that you want to get. So make sure you stay tuned and watch all the way through. Our ultimate goal here at Bochiknot Macrame is to make learning macrame as seamless, relaxing, and as fun as possible. If you guys are interested in learning more, make sure you click that subscribe button, and with that said, let's jump right in. So before we dive right in, you may have noticed that this voiceover sounds a little different. I'm trying something different with this video in that I will be doing the voiceover as I am making the knots and the pattern versus what I normally do in my videos where I do the voiceovers after in the editing process. So I want to hear from you guys which one you prefer, if you like the voiceover while I'm doing it with the pattern or the subsequent one where I am doing it over the pattern while editing. I want to hear your thoughts, so let me know. With that said, let's jump right in. I have 4 strands of cord attached here already, and I used 4 strands of 300 centimeter long cords folded in half and attached onto the dowel with Lark head knots. And I believe I used 3mm cord for this. This is our natural cord from our rainbow cord line. This 3mm cord is really easy to work with. You can see that it holds up fairly nicely, even hung up vertically. It is staying tightly twisted. So to begin, we are going to start with the middle 2 cords for a diagonal double half hitch knot. So I'm going to take the middle right cord on this side, middle left cord on this side, and then we're going to use that and bring it through, over and through the right loop. And then do that once more for a diagonal double half hitch knot to the left. And then we're going to make 3 more diagonal double half hitch knots to the left. Okay, so now that we're done the full row of diagonal double half hitch knots to the left, this is what the pattern should look like. And then you can see that the knots here are super close together, and that's because right after the row of double half hitch knots are made, so after the last one, I did pull on the anchor cord to tighten the knots. By squishing them together like this, it makes for nicer looking knots and also neater looking knots. Now we're going to repeat a similar pattern on the right side, but this time using the middle right cord as the anchor cord for 3 diagonal double half hitch knots to the right. So taking the next cord to the right as a working cord, make a double half hitch knot, going over and through the left loop. And then now we will make 2 more to the right. Okay, so you can see my row of double half hitch knots here. I actually haven't tightened it yet because I want to show you guys how that's done. So I just pull on the anchor cord and then you just kind of shift the cords, or the knots I should say, together up here, and then you can see that they are nicely tightened and look neat and symmetrical on both sides. So now we are going to start the next row of double half hitch knots, and we're going to repeat a similar pattern. So taking the middle two cords as the cords we're starting off with, we're going to make 2 diagonal double half hitch knots to the left. And then repeat the same thing on the right side. So middle right cord as the anchor cord, and then take the next cord as the working cord for the double half hitch knot. And then make one more. This side we are only making 1 knot versus 2 on the other side, since the first knot is the double half hitch knot to the left. Okay, so the start of our double diamonds are made now, and what we're going to do is close this double diamond pattern off. We're going to start with closing the smaller one inside first. So picking back up where we left off on the right side, take the anchor cord here and then the next cord to the left for a double half hitch knot diagonally over to the left. So we're facing the opposite side now. And then do the same thing on the left for a diagonal double half hitch knot to the right. And now, because we started with a diagonal double half hitch knot to the left, we're going to end with a diagonal double half hitch knot to the left. So taking the left cord to the back, we're going to make a diagonal double half hitch knot to the left. Make sure the first half hitch knot is nice and tight before you tighten the second. And then the inner diamond is now complete. And now we're going to do the same thing by closing off the larger diamond. So we're going to switch sides. So make 3 diagonal double half hitch knots to the right over here, starting with that inner right cord as the working cord. Now I do like the little space that you see here in between this inner diamond versus the outer diamond. You can see that there's clearly a diagonal row here versus a diagonal row here, making that nice diamond shape. And we're just going to tighten it a little bit. Careful not to tighten it too much, because if you do pull on it too much, this part will flatten out, and instead of a diamond on the outside, you're going to have what looks like 2 ovals. So we're going to keep this diagonal shaped pattern like so, and then do the same thing on the right side. So we're also going to make 3 diagonal double half hitch knots, but to the left. bring it over through the right. Okay, so we have our diamond shaped pattern, and now we're going to close off this diamond, the outer diamond, with a diagonal double half inch knot to the left, just like how we started. So the working cord is always at the back, and then we make a loop over to the right, and then once more. And our double diamond is now complete. Okay, so now we're ready to move on to the next part of the pattern. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a little fanned out pattern, also with double half inch knots. And what we're going to do to start that pattern is we're going to take the third cord from the left as an anchor cord, and we're going to make 2 double half inch knots to the left. So taking that next left cord to the back, and then we're going to make the double half inch knot. Make sure that you're kind of going at an angle towards the left side, kind of following the path of this row of double half inch knots. Oops. Okay. Okay, so we're done with the first row, and now we're going to flip it back over for 2 double half inch knots to the right. We are going to go left and right 2 more times. Okay, so I lied. We don't actually have enough room to make a third section. I am kind of just making up this knot pattern as we go, so bear with me. I do have an idea of how I wanted to make this knot pattern. I've made a similar one before, but this is actually the first time I'm making this version of the knot pattern. And so as you can see here, we do need the anchor cord we have been using to make the next double half inch knot to start our next diamond pattern. And so if we make another one, it's going to be too low, and then we won't be able to bring that cord back up to make the double half inch knot. So this is as far as we can go, just with 2 curvy patterns to the left, and that's okay. And then now what we're going to do is repeat the same thing on the right side. And so starting with the third cord from the right as an anchor cord, make 2 double half inch knots to the right. So this is the working cord. Tighten. And once more. Okay, and then we fold it back down for 2 double half inch knots. and then we go right and left once more. Okay, so once we are done the pattern on both sides, we can now attach these cords back onto the middle 2 cords here and start our next diamond pattern. So taking the anchor cord on the left as our first working cord here, make a diagonal double half hitch knot to the left. Following the line above that we had when we started our first diamond pattern, we are starting our second diamond pattern here. So take it over through the right loop, like that. Take it over through the right loop, and then make sure you pull on it to tighten. And then take the remaining 2 cords and make 2 more diagonal double half hitch knots to the left. So you see, once I pulled on the anchor cord, it straightened out the row. You can see a little heart or wavy pattern on the left side. That's what it looks like. And now we're going to do the same thing on the right side. So really what we're trying to do is get the pattern to go and bend that way. So take the middle right cord as the anchor cord, make 3 double half hitch knots to the right. You could actually start here first if you don't want to pull it up just yet. Finish off the double half hitch knot right here, and then we shift it up. So that's one way of making these. And then once you're done, pull on the anchor cord to straighten out the rows. All we have to do is finish off the rest of this double diamond pattern. I'm going to go ahead and skip to the next part where that's already done. If you're not sure where to continue on, just go back to the start of the video where I had started the inner diamond portion, and then the rest of the pattern is the same. Okay, once the second double diamond is complete, we are now complete with the first section of this pattern. I think it's super cute with the little, it kind of looks like wings on the side. Kind of looks like a little bumblebee with double diamond patterns right there in the center. You can continue this pattern downwards for as many times as you'd like for whatever pattern you're wanting to use this knot pattern in. I'm gonna go ahead and make a few more sections, and then I'll show you what the final result looks like. Once we have made a few more sections, this is what the pattern looks like. And that's a wrap with our diamond lace knot pattern. This is such a unique knot pattern you can incorporate into almost any macrame project. And there are bits and pieces to this knot pattern that you can learn from and you can apply to your own knot patterns as well. I'll be incorporating a similar pattern like this into a larger wall hanging design. We are going over intricate knot patterns over on the Bochiknot macrame community on Patreon this month. So if you're interested in enhancing and elevating your macrame skill set, then this is the time to join us over on patreon.com/Bochiknot. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Give it a big thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Say bye!